Well, hello. This is the final boss, and this is Grok AI or Grokai. I don't know. I mean, I know it's AI, but very curious to try it out. I'm curious to see edited as well, because I don't know how much. I think if AI has a tool to enhance creativity. I don't think of it anyway as a replacement of artists. Okay, like any tool can be used in good and bad ways. My goal is to help to use people, or to help it use people. I think that they start with some of the. Let's turn the volume down. All right. I have to start a new game. The backstory. Grok, I was thinking you could help me write the game. I would mention to the people that you helped me write it. Help our text-based assist AI. So I guess this is really Grok AI. This looks like Twitter's Grok thing. As a language model, I can assist you in various aspects, brainstorming, writing, blah, 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 blah. I want to name the main character in the game after you and call it Grok. Is that okay with you? I'm honored. I don't know if that counts as legal permission, but sure. I want to show people that you as an AI will do most of the writing for the game and I'll only prompt you if needed. It's a great idea. Text-based choose your own adventure game. Cool. You, the player, are the heart of the team, and Grok is a brave, adventurous hero, while Anchor Wright is a witty, resourceful sidekick who provides comic relief and support. So, one thing I will note is this game was 2 gigabytes. And so far, I think that's fine that it's images and text, and I know it uses Unreal because I can see the Unreal icon gobbling up my computer's resources. But, yeah, again, one thing I would say for any game developer is to think about what the best tool for the job is. One question would be, hey, could you just use a tool like Ink or whatever if this is pre-scripted and so forth? But we'll see. In an unknown time, the world has become a place where puns and memes reign supreme. United puns and united memes. It's a brave new world, the most serious of issues tackled with a healthy dose of laughter. The setting game genre has become the primary form of entertainment. Players can explore a variety of humorous and pun-filled worlds where they make choices in the land of Grok AI. There's something for everyone to explore. I always wondered too, I was like, so for a second, I was like, man, is this game like downloading like a llama model on my computer? Because that was 2 gigs, but I guess it's just all the Unity or all the Unreal stuff. You embark on your adventure, find yourself in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. So it's a post-apocalyptic world, but I thought that we were in the meme verse where everyone joked with memes. Desolate landscape. Survivors banded together, symbols of order. You welcome in open arms. Leader of the group is an old man. Well, 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 he says. Looks like we've got ourselves a new adventurer. You've come at a good time, too. We've got a bit of a problem. Could use your help. He goes on to explain that the settlement's water supply has been contaminated by a mysterious substance. They needed someone to find the source of contamination. Are you up for the challenge? He asks, a hopeful smile spreading across his weathered face. Your adventure begins. You stop a moment. Make a choice. Get going. You decide to get going. You, the player, are ready for action. I mean, this feels like... Okay, so this feels like the creator of this game used Twitter's Grok AI to create a Choose Your Adventure, which is cool. I've always been very curious about AI and writing and Choose Your Adventures, so it's always fun to see. My sense is that there are some opportunities missed here, right? Like, this is still very pre-scripted. Where, the games that I've seen do interesting things with AI generally have some sort of API call that they send out to, whatever API service or whatever AI LLM they're using. I know Claude and ChatGPT and all these things have AIs now that you can just ping for a couple of cents. And like I've even set that up on my own computer. So it's achievable, I think, even for a new development. This seems like this game is built by, someone who's, hey, maybe this is their first or second game, and that's awesome. But again, like I would say, hey, can we get a picture in here? And with AI, you can generate pictures really achievably. Can we have consistent characters? I know there's an AI called Lore Builder or something like along those lines that's trying to kind of add a lot of that complexity there. And those are just things to keep in mind, is to say, how do I evolve this, right? How do I, use what AI is best at, because like, you know, its ideas in a vacuum are, in my point of view, not always that interesting. I find that its responsiveness is really interesting. Its ability to play a character, these types of things can add a lot where other aspects maybe don't close the gap quite as well. This here is Grok, the leader says. He's brave and adventurous hero. Grok nods and grins. Pleased to meet you. He extends a hand. The leader turns to a small figure who's busy juggling a set of tools and gadgets. This is Anchor Wright, he says. He's a witty and resourceful sidekick who provides comic relief and support. From his jungling wings, don't worry, I've got your back, he says before resuming his jungling with even more flair. With Grok and Anchor Wright by your side, you feel a sense of camaraderie and determination. Together, you see, yeah, so like, okay. So this is, I like that you're, you know, using an AI to evolve the writing, you know, give a sense of structure. I see that some of the writing has, you know, like really solid punctuation, has, you know, general kind of best practices. One of the things, though, is that you'll find AI in writing recaps a lot, right? So like this last paragraph here is essentially just a recap. With Grok and Anchor by your side, you feel a sense of camaraderie and determination. So again, it's gonna duplicitously state quite a bit. It's gonna summarize quite a bit, and that's generally a weaker sign. It's less effective, right? Because you're just telling the reader the same thing twice. So then usually the goal in that sense would be, how do I trim this down? And you said you were the editor of this. So as the editor, I'd say, how do I trim this down to the core brass tacks and really get this as focused as I can make it? As you and your team explore the abandoned village, come across a hidden passage. In section you investigate, you and your team descend into the darkness. You come across an underground laboratory. Oh, that contaminated the water supply. Yep, looks like we found our answer. This new information and decide to sell off the well to prevent further contamination. The well is sealed. Your team returns to the settlement, and you're triumphant. So again, very AI written, right? Like, it's also staying in summary a lot. An AI will have trouble getting into scene, describing sliding down the rope into a certain thing. You're ready to embark on your next adventure. Leader reports you to the new quest. Ready for whatever comes our way. Level 2. Journey deeper into the post-apocalyptic wasteland. I've never seen any before like this. Well, I think so. One, it's a huge accomplishment to make the puzzle. There's a bunch of scrambled words. Him do trust not. Don't trust him! Anchor looks for dictionary. You, the player, using your advanced language skills, rearrange the words. Yeah. After much trial and error, you finally manage to unlock the secret of the wall. Slowly the sides open and reveal a path. Anchor Wright turns into a group and says, looks like we've cracked the case. Now let's get cracking and see what's in store for us next. Nice, Anchor Wright. Lots of jokes, and he breaks the fourth wall by winking at the camera. You come across a fork in the wall. So yeah. Some of also, like, the phrasing is a little funny. Like, so, you know, like the second person, I know that's kind of the viewpoint is the second person you. But the way some other sentences are framed, bump it out of the second person or make the second person, because it's kind of written in you know, almost omniscient third in some ways. So when you get to a second person phrase, even though that can work because it's describing kind of the scene and stuff, it sounds amiss, right? Because, you know, you're having summary, which is generally done by like an omniscient narrator or a distant third person narrator, and the fact that there's so much summary that maybe involves stuff I can't even see as the viewpoint character, you might want to evaluate that viewpoint character. The path leads to the left is to a small village. Is rumored to have stockpile of supplies that is said to have ancient knowledge. It's up to you to decide which path we take. Do we search for supplies or seek knowledge? Consider your options. So again, this decision, like right, left, seek knowledge. I'm guessing supplies is left and knowledge is right. I'm gonna go knowledge. In search of knowledge. You find that the tower is guarded by a powerful AI that challenges you. If you seek the AI, will grant you vast stores of knowledge. You made your choice and face the consequences, and your team grow closer. All right, saving checkpoint. All right. You and your team continue your journey. They have been attacked by a group of raiders. Wait, didn't I have to answer a challenge? So that's a little confusing. I'd say I want to kind of figure out, hey, what's the challenge that I got to solve? Is there a riddle or a puzzle that Grok could put together to help me here? You can't spell trust without us. We're betting the best of us are gonna find here in the wasteland. The travelers can't help but laugh. The suspicion begins to melt away. They accept your group's help. Convince the travelers. So again, like you and your team managed to convince. So this is like a third person, omniscient narrator dictating, but then when you jump into like, you look confused. There is a bit of a weird vibe about who is the teller of the story versus who is the viewpoint character. I know this is kind of a literary persnickety thing, but it does actually, I think, have an impact knowing who's the narrator. Is it a redactor? Is it you, the writer, that's breaking the fourth wall? Is it Grok? And that'll help saying, okay, when you start doing things from the second person, is it this narrator that's talking in the second person, or is it, the second person observer narrator doing it as well? And I think that's where some of the wording is coming across a little oddly. We made some new friends. There's a bit of wit and humor. Long day of traveling. Your team decided to make camp. Stands up. I got a story to tell. That's one full of memes and laughs. So gather around. Let's have some fun. Popular memes and internet culture references. So again, this is summary, right? And summary is always going to hit a little bit less impactfully than description, than a play-by-play. So it's just the same way a sports announcer will very seldom say, oh, it was a touchdown, and that's it, right? They're gonna lead into it, and they're gonna say, oh, he caught the pass, on the 40-yard line. He dodged someone trying to tackle him. He, kept running, blah, 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 blah. So they're going to give you the play-by-play because that brings the reader into the moment, that brings the listener into the moment, and helps you connect more with what's going on. And I think AI will always gravitate towards summary. It's just a simpler way for a model to operate. I mean, I haven't seen AIs do scene that well. And then so the question would be, is that, are there ways to evolve this, or say, hey, maybe the AI gave me this idea where we're gonna have a bunch of laughs and smiles and story and adventure, but maybe you come up with some of sort of saying, hey, what would be funny is Anchor makes a joke about Grumpy Cat or whatever that may be. I know that's like a very old person internet reference, but yeah, I mean, overall, what's interesting is, even though my reviews started reviewing a lot of writing, it's always fun to see AI because I think it covers a lot of things that involve writing, which is, okay, how do I get into a scene? How do I really define viewpoint, and who the point of view character is the one thing that will really, really be hard. You can have kind of boring characters, you can have maybe a weird plot moment, but not having a really seamless and consistent point of view will make a story kind of feel unsettling more than one might think. Also, bringing things out into, how do you evolve some of these things out into scenes rather than just these summaries, and also making sure the choices are impactful and meaningful. And so, hey, how do I, build a really interesting choice dynamic? How do I, help the player solve some puzzles rather than, which is fine. We're kind of playing through a story. It's a little bit linear, which is okay. But I think, as it evolves, it's always interesting to see, hey, how can I make this interactive? And that's one of the special things about games, is how do you make it interactive, and how, with more development, how do you even maybe let Grok or the AI reply and evolve the tale with the reader? And I have some other videos and reviews of AI stuff in my YouTube library, and also just some people reviews and edits of people's writing, because I think both of these would apply. But anyways, great job. I think this is a really awesome project. Thank you for sharing it with me, and I'm excited to see how it continues to evolve. Best of luck in your writing, AI, and game design endeavors. And we'll see you soon. Take care.